Welcome back, everyone, to City Skylines New Vooper, where we got hit by a tsunami. Oil Island and Elon Park got hit really hard. And worse than that, I mean, our transit system is kind of dead. There's a lot of damage. Also, we don't have electricity because our electrical production stopped because everyone went into shelters, and that meant they weren't producing sewage, which means that the sewage wasn't running the power plant, which means everyone's complaining. But things should fix themselves over time. We're just gonna let this play out and see where it goes. As people start introducing more oh god, this entire area actually abandoned. And this entire area as well. Okay, the electrical issues seem to be slowly going away as this dam begins functioning again. Which is exactly what should be happening. Well, that's good. The power issues are disappearing, although there is quite a bit of damage to our industry and commercial areas. Like, a lot of damage. Yikes. Entire swaths of our area are just dead zones now. The reason the game is lagging so hard is, of course, because everyone is leaving these emergency shelters at once, and that causes quite a bit of lag. We're just going to give it a bit of time to go through it. We have a lot of industry demand, probably because all of these offices and commercial buildings died. Death care issues. Our poor oil area is just completely submerged. I don't even know how I'm going to deal with that. It may dry out over time. We have to fix all of the main buildings that got broken. I mean, this is quite a trying time for the city. The first disaster it's ever had. Thankfully, the traffic improvements we made are really showing some success. I mean, these little highways and stuff are actually working beautifully to get people where they need to go, especially emergency equipment, which is always a problem in City Skylines, trying to get the equipment where it needs to be. Wow, we have way more students than we can actually handle in the university. That's a lot. Wow. Okay, so let's start a scientific study. We're gonna start a grant for that, because the university is actually a really good part of the town right now. Keeping it strong is important. There we go. Fixing our public transit is also really important. Is it fixing itself? It is slowly fixing itself. I think there's more parts of it that need to be repaired, though. Yeah, this overall was a very large disaster. Look at all the people using the parking garage. That's actually impressive, the amount of people that are actually using that to go walk. Should put more parking garages in places. Okay, so as it stands, things are absolutely terrible. I mean, things could definitely be worse. I wonder how traffic is reintroducing everyone. Actually, not that bad. About 70%. I mean, it's not perfect, but we've had way worse. Some of the issues are things like this. We have a very unfortunate situation here where these guys actually have more of a reason to go down here than just the train station, so it gets clogged up. Thanks for getting me into City Skylines. I play it like almost every day now, and it's epic. It is a good game. Just don't overplay it, because you can reach that point where you City Skylines yourself out. Which is why I haven't been playing it as much recently, you know? Been taking a little bit of a break and playing other things, especially for the channel. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this actually into a simple one-way road. Actually no, a simple two-way road, because they need to come back again. So the only thing this is gonna be for is this. And what that's going to do, something pretty important actually, it's gonna make it so that this doesn't clog up everything. If this is its own oh, you know what's even better? Oh, yes, actually, we're gonna switch this to one direction. I've got a plan. we're gonna make this one direction, and so that they don't go back and clog up that intersection, we're gonna send them onto the highway after, because the highway actually goes back where they came. That's actually a really good idea. That should actually solve a little bit of the traffic. Hopefully they don't clog up that highway too badly, though, because that's a lot of people we're sending onto the highway. Nice. Okay, so that works. The electrical production still isn't where we need it to be, though. We're having major issues with electrical. The dam district just isn't producing what it needs to. As a backup source of energy, we're going to build an oil power plant in the oil area. Not very green, but you know what? We have to save our city. And they should be able to supply it with the oil they drill for right over there, so that's convenient. How's our airport doing? Not many people are coming in right now. And our airport hub and stuff is functioning like normal. To be fair, our city is very advanced when it comes to our infrastructure. Some things just need work. Like, this is working, it's just the people are so bad at choosing lanes. Why are you on the right lane? That you can go right all the way up here? Like, are you kidding me? That's so far ahead of time. Where are you going in the first place, where it needs to be that stupid? You know, let's not send them onto the highway. I've got a better idea. We'll send them onto something with a little bit less traffic, in which less stuff actually depends on. We're gonna force this to be built under this bridge. And we're gonna make it look good in a little bit. And we're actually gonna pop them back on right there. So they're gonna be able to go in this sort of circle around here and then back onto this bridge and back where they came from. I think that'll work much better. Let's just make sure that this isn't crushing the trucks and murdering them. We don't want them to die. We just have to move this a little bit to the left. Can we actually raise it? Oh, we can. I don't want to raise it to an amount that's ridiculous, but that actually works. The trucks will fit under that without hitting anything. Close, but it works. And now they're gonna just go in a circle. Which I think is actually our best bet. Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible, because that means that they're gonna have to cross here and they're gonna block traffic. So one more change. They're gonna come back here, and then they're gonna go over. I was giving them their own yeah, I guess giving them their own bridge makes sense when it's this much traffic going through. Like, don't get me wrong, I hate overcomplicating problems, but sometimes you just have to. Sometimes you have to add more and more and more in order to fix the problem, even if it goes against your best judgment, because I know very well adding more roads does not always solve traffic. It usually actually makes it worse. But like this, we can actually make a really smooth system to get people through. Now they're gonna go through there, they're gonna come back this way, and they're gonna go back to where they came from. And when they go back to where they came from, it's gonna be clean. Look at this. Whoosh. Why are they going in a circle? Where are you guys going? What the heck? Oh, some of you are coming from this area. Okay. One more change. One more change, then. Because this is an industrial area as well. You can also go left to come back into the area. Okay, fantastic. That's better. Because them going in a circle like this is completely unnecessary. Okay, great. I think that may do it. Let's take a look at the population. Yeah, it took a little bit of a dip at that tsunami. There's a lot of damage throughout the city. a lot of things that need to be rebuilt. But we're getting to it, slowly but surely. I mean, the transit system is really the most important thing that needs to be fixed, so anything transit related that's broken, that is my top priority. I'm very worried about the fact that the subway wasn't running before, but it looks like it fixed itself, so that's good. Still a lot of people coming in through here, even with the new options we gave them for transit. But again, only so much you can do. This underground highway tries its best, but there's only so many people you can force into the area at once. And it's really holding back the people who are coming straight away. Yikes. That's okay, though. We'll figure it out. We need to get more people through here. Wonder if it would be appropriate to make that a 2-lane, just because the amount of people we have. Yeah, I'm not sure if that'll actually speed things up at all, or if it'll just congest it more. It actually looks like that solved a little bit of the problem. It looks like that did help, because a lot of them are going to the middle lane. Great. It's always nice to make small improvements, even though it gets messy again anyways. See how this is doing? Oh, this system is actually working beautifully, sending them around in the circle there. See, occasionally I have good ideas. Occasionally. Fantastic. This entire district is kind of a mess, though. We have, like, this mini highway here that doesn't actually commit and go through the entire thing, because I was too lazy to do that. And I think I'm going to have to do that at some point. We're going to have to bring this all the way through, because this is an absolute mess as well. All of this traffic. Maybe that's something we'll do next episode. How are these guys doing? They're starting to rebuild after their loss. That's good. Having our area being rebuilt is a very important process in order to recover. So next up, what is our next priority? Elon Park took a lot of damage, but it looks like it's actually recovering very quickly. They're even getting ready to launch rockets again. This area is sad, though, where all the scientists lived. That's moment of silence for the poor scientists. Oil Island is actually recovering. The little lake is going away as the flood trucks deal with the damage. Overall, I don't think this is the worst thing that's ever happened to us. There's a lot more we've got. Oh, thank you, the MC Flux. I'm glad to hear you enjoy me all the way from across the Atlantic. It's a lot of fun to make these videos. Honestly, this intersection here is just amazing in the fact that it actually works. I never expected this to work as well as it does. But if I make an intersection and it doesn't suck, that's like craziness. Nobody could expect it. Although we could simplify it much further using some lane magic, but I don't see a need to. See if people are, yeah, the amount of people walking, the pedestrians and stuff are not doing quite as well as they used to. We used to have thousands of people crossing, and now we've only got like a few. That's just because a lot of them died to the tsunami when they were walking. All the walkers died. All the people who were on the sidewalks just got washed away. I think the dam is actually up to capacity again, which means that we can shut off the oil power plant. That's nice. The sewage is doing good work. Are you going to play on the server? I play on NodeCraft about every day. Not constantly, but I am very active on it. Could build a dam here as well, although that may have unforeseen consequences. When it comes to me and dams, we have a very love-hate relationship. Okay, well, things are repairing rather quickly. It's actually impressive how quickly the city's recovering. I think it's time to do big things. We're going to upgrade this to a true highway. Hello, sir. You are now a true highway. Be proud. And we're going to copy the design we had up here for this beautiful highway avenue combination. And we're gonna do that as efficiently as possible. What happened to the city? There was a tsunami last time. It was quite a while ago, so you guys may not remember. Okay, so this is gonna be really quite tough to build. There's a lot of stuff in the way, so we're just gonna do the best job we can, then we're gonna come back and clean it up afterwards. This is gonna do a major hit to the population, which is unfortunate, but it happens. I just want to get this cleaned up because the population in this part of the city is getting so high now. It's just dangerous, the amount of people. Spider highway combo so many times and it will work so efficiently. Yeah, this is honestly my favorite way to do it. It's really expensive in terms of, well, space. It takes up a ton of space initially, and some people don't like using up, like, massive parts of their city for their highway, but I find that that initial investment of space decreases the amount of traffic pretty heavily, so it's definitely worth trying. Especially if you've tried everything else. At this point, I've tried pretty much every method of preventing traffic in city skylines, and the best way is always a tight, close-together highway system that gives lots and lots of options for people to leave the highway. Because everyone in city skylines is terrible at driving. They don't understand how exits work. They don't use lanes properly. It's impossible to make them happy if you don't literally give them an exit that's, like, on their house. If you give them an exit that's on their house, maybe they'll be smart enough to use it rather than using the one that's a mile away. It's really arbitrary what they decide to do. But here we go, right past the thick district. There we go. Very nice. We just went by a spaceship there for a second. Go ahead, straighten some of these roads out, make it look a little bit more natural. We don't want the road to be, like, invisible because we may have to work on it at some point, but we do want it to be we want it to be packed together close enough that we're not wasting any space unnecessarily. This could actually probably be considered a city fix episode, like the great city fixer YouTubers do. This is a pretty big project to tackle, but, you know, I figured I'm gonna work on making the cities nice rather than trying to be dramatic with the episodes when I play City Skylines, because there's a certain, like, pride you get when you get your systems working super smoothly. Pride you don't get from a tsunami. Here we go. We've got this looking pretty good so far. What in tarnation? How are your day or night? My day's been pretty good. You know, it's summer, so I spend my time doing whatever, really. I programmed a bit, making videos, something I also do, believe it or not. That takes up a lot of my time. It's life. The life of a YouTuber. They had a video called that at one point. It was a Minecraft skit. It's been a while since I made that video. That was fun to make. Been doing my best to try to escape from City Skylines, you know. Trying new content. I no longer hold this market. Other people are outperforming me at City Skylines. But I still do enjoy the game. even when it gets very nitpicky, just designing roads, it's still, there's something kind of therapeutic about it, just calmly designing a traffic system that doesn't suck. So this here can be raised a bit. This is kind of an interesting spot. We've got a bridge above a bridge, and we have a pedestrian crossing going over it as well. Okay, so we're gonna go through that. I think that actually works. That's a really tight fit, but that actually does work, I think. So there's a building there. I think we're gonna actually pull this down a little bit. Curve it a little bit more. There we go. Just don't want it to look too ridiculous. Like, I've made pretty ridiculous looking things in cities. Like this traffic over here is getting pretty ridiculous, but you know, such is life. We're gonna delete this, and we're gonna delete this because it does not follow the proper theme. And we're gonna look over here. I did double lanes, right? Yeah, I did. Okay, well, now we're ready to actually build a proper highway system here. We're gonna cut these off as well because they are inefficient. We're gonna build a new efficient system. One way to get off, one way to get on. Using as little space as possible, because space is a virtue. You don't want to waste it. And actually get one here. That's going to skip because that's a major intersection there, and I don't want to cause it more trouble than it already has. We can fit one here. Goes through a school, but that's okay. You know, we'll clean it up. Got the pedestrian thing there, but we can avoid it if we're very careful. This is all about being very careful not to break the systems we already have in place. I'm gonna skip one. That's actually coming in from the underground. We'll have an option for the underground to go up, actually. I don't know why they'd have to do that, but if you want to switch highways, I guess you can. We're gonna switch that to a single lane, though. Back to double lanes. Over here it gets a bit more cut and dry because we just have very simple road that goes across. This is actually really easy to do over here. Bam, bam. Skip one. Bam. Bam. Skip one. You know, this is just beautifully simple. Skip one. This one probably doesn't need to take up so much space. Yes, it's on population losses, I think, down to 72,000. I'm gonna say 75,000. It's bad, but I don't think it's quite that bad. 75, maybe 78. I think we're gonna lose about 10,000, honestly. Which is gonna be painful, but we have such a budget surplus and stuff, it really doesn't matter. And this highway system is going to allow the city to scale so much further. I mean, in the end, it's always worth putting your infrastructure first in city skylines, because if you don't, literally everything in the city dies. It gets pretty brutal. The roads do not forgive. There we go. And that is finished. So a lot of the area we knocked through wasn't completely residential, although most of it was. Just not all of it. We're just gonna come in with our brush, fix up any zoning we broke horribly. There's always gonna be slight zoning concerns when we do this stuff. We're gonna do our best to clean it. I'm probably going to miss a few dots and someone's going to complain in the comments, but that's okay. We don't want these triangles to have anything zoned on them. We're going to unzone these. This one's kind of broken. So we're going to move this intersection down a bit. That looks a little bit better. Still not good. This needs to be moved. We'll move it like here. This needs to be moved. We'll move it like sideways. And we'll move the pedestrians a little bit. There's going to be a lot of buildings that just got built inside of. It's always a little bit of a issue when we do stuff like this. We've got the high school, which needs to be moved. We'll replace the abandoned building with it. That's fine. I think that's it. Okay. Let's hit play, and population only dropped by... Oh, there we go. 6,000. Oh, actually, only 6,000. That's not bad. That wasn't bad at all, considering. Oh, we're having electric issues. Why are we having electric issues? Did I accidentally break a line? I must have. Oh, I cut the city in half. The electrical. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Now they're connected across. Great! That was not a bad population loss, considering the magnitude of what I've done. Now we're gonna see if this improves traffic flow at all. 71%! Yes! 70%. This is a problem here. This definitely needs to be improved because we have the bridge coming in and this. It's just too much in one place. But the rest of it actually looking pretty good. And you know what we can do here? Well, we need to sort that junction, yeah. That one is pretty bad. But what we can do here is actually pretty magnificent. I see an interchange. The possibility for a very nice interchange, actually. We go ahead and grab my turbine, which is... For some reason, the turbine just always performs the best. I love the turbine interchange. It is my best friend. Actually, how are we gonna... We're actually gonna have to put this, like, up here. Kind of awkwardly shaped highways we've got here. So we're gonna cut this here. And try to do this as clean as possible. That's not too bad. It's not great, but it's not terrible. God, saying that just makes me think of Chernobyl show. Not good, not bad. Not good, not bad. And that there. Yeah, that looks pretty terrible. Just do a little bit of curviness. Okay, that doesn't look too bad now. I think I can live with it. Only, like, right over there. Oh, because it got so bumpy. I don't think I can really do anything about that, though. Oh. Well, that didn't really do anything. How about... That's way too low. Okay. I think it may just be doomed. Doomed to look... Oh, that's a little bit better, I guess. Roller coaster road. That's pretty much all my cities. Okay, great. That's going to connect onto that interchange, which also goes to the airport, which is actually really convenient for anyone that's, like, moving directly into this area. The two people. Okay, and now we've got this, which should be a little bit more cut and dry, around, like... Oh, jeez. I'm on the wrong mode. On the wrong mode. And now I'm on delete. There we go. Same thing here. Come around like this. Go around like this. Although I think that it's gonna look a little bit better if I do that. And then I just do a little bit of a curve here to follow the other one. Maybe not. Again, not terrible. It's not bad enough that it would stick out like a sore thumb. How much RAM are you using? I don't know. City Skylines, I have so many mods. It's usually like 10 gigs it's using. Okay, there we go. So those two are connected. We can connect this actually to this highway in the future. That would be cool. And this is going to be the tough one. Connecting this. So I'm actually going to give myself a little bit more room. We're gonna go like, I'm gonna just do a bit of a turn here. Plenty of room. There we go. It's always about not forcing yourself into an area too small. You can always have a little bit sway. There we go. That doesn't actually look bad. Oh, how much RAM does your computer have? Oh, I thought you meant how much is City Skylines using. I have 32 gigabytes. There we are. I think that looks good. Okay. Let's see how they like it. Now they have a proper interchange where they can turn around. They can get to anywhere else in the city. Maybe this bridge will get a little bit more use now because we can actually go across straight from here to here rather than going across this one bridge. Honestly, spreading that out is going to do a lot of good. Come on, people. Use this highway. Let's see. Let's make this a priority road because it should have already been a priority road. These should also be priority roads. Certainly. This should be a priority road. I'm pretty sure this already is a... No, it isn't. Priority road, yes! Okay, don't be silly. City Skylines cars don't follow logic. Yeah, I know. I'm trying my best here to get them to follow it, though. Okay, a few of them are starting to use it. At least, like, 2. I mean, better than no one. Honestly, each person who uses this is like a huge success. One less person on that stupid bridge. So many people use this bridge, I don't understand why. I guess it's because there's so much population concentrated here, but I thought there was a lot of population over here as well. Now this is all high density. Bootmont Heights has 11,000 people, but Jewel River Coast has 11,000 people, which means just as many people should be using this! Darn it! Can't you check the car routes? Yeah, that's actually what I was about to do. Let's check routes. Okay, so it looks like we have a lot coming. Yeah, it looks like they just aren't here yet. Like everyone's rerouting themselves. It's just going slow. Yeah, see, we've got a few people using this highway now. It's better than nobody. And let's check the traffic percentage. And it doesn't look like it moved at all. You know, this game, I know that it's gotten better. There's no way it hasn't gotten better. It's just because of this, it's gonna claim it's just as bad. Ugh. Okay, so, we do have work to do, but you know what? I think that it's good for now. I think it was a good addition for this episode. This was definitely a big project with this highway, and honestly, this should really be a mini interchange. How are we gonna pull this one off? Because this lane should be able to get there as well. Let's make a roundabout. People like it when I make roundabouts. Let's make a miniature highway mounted roundabout. This did not go horribly wrong. Last thing in this video, I'm gonna do... We'll do 6 by 6. And we're gonna try our best here Oh, that's gonna be a close one. That's barely going to fit. That barely fits. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna do this in a creative way. We're gonna have this, which is going to become a national highway double lane, and then that is going to split into the major highways. Wow. Now that is inspiring. Truly inspirational. Actually, I could just do it like this and have them both connect to one point. Probably smarter, actually. Less lane magic I have to pull off that way. Now let's just bring them both so that they're about the same length. They're a mod for roundabouts. I mean, there are mods that introduce a lot of roundabouts. I like doing them myself, though, you know? Then you know that it's a true roundabout, a true Vooperian roundabout, properly done. 100% going to be hit by a tsunami. Okay, there we go. Let's see how that works. Putting a roundabout onto a highway is not something that you just do lightly, because it's gonna be a lot of people going through this roundabout. You know what? It's not going too poorly. Now let's try upgrading it to the triple lane. I mean, I have no clue how that'll work, but, you know. Their lane selection is so good, I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, it gives them a way to turn around, I guess. That shouldn't be able to be done in the first place, but I guess they have the option. I don't know, it's not going terribly. Not going terribly. You could also connect the harbor to the roundabout. I don't know. That seems like it'll get a little bit insane. Okay, you know what? For now, we're going to leave it at this. I think this needs a more elegant solution in the future, but thank you all for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Somehow our traffic flow actually went down. I don't believe it. And I will see you all next time. Bye!